Hello there ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this quick tutorial from Eduster.com again. So today what we're going to do is take a look at some quick photo editing in Photoshop. So one of the things you might want to do is make sure you got the photography workspace loaded up, because we'll be using quite a few of these adjustment things. So let's open up a picture quickly. I'm going to open up this dude here. So what we're going to do is give this a little bit of a vintage look, first of all, and then we're going to add a bit of lighted coloring, and then we're going to mask this green here to make it a bit more brighter. I've already done a little bit of color correction on this from the original raw file, but yeah, let me just quickly show you that. So the original raw file is right here. So here's the original raw file. There's the JPEG that I'm using at the moment. So it's been cropped, exposure's been added, a little bit of extra contrast. And now let's go back to this. So the first thing we're going to do here is add a curves adjustment, which can also be done over here, and then go to curves. We're going to go down to the blue. Now the way this works is that on the bottom end, if you move this, you're adjusting the shadows. If you move this, you're adjusting the highlights. So we're going to bump up the blue on the shadows slightly. I'm going to take it up about 3/4 of the way here. We're going to decrease on the highlights end. You could probably fit around with the curve a little bit more as well, just to sort of get a bluish tint. I want to head to the red, do a similar kind of thing, bring the red up and down. Oh, that red was a bit too much for my liking. I'll bring it up and then bring it down in the middle. There we go. And then with the green, we want to bump the mid-tones down a little bit. Yeah, so we have this cool color correction thing going on. But I'm not too sure as to how I want this green. The green in this on the bottle, I don't necessarily like what it's done for the colors. So what I'm going to do is quickly go into the curves, mask, and just make sure you're using black, with a pretty fine brush. Just quickly mask the green section so that the green is still coming out nice and vibrantly. Don't worry too much about if you don't follow the lines perfectly. You can just switch over to the white and cover it up again. It's just really quick masking, nothing too fancy. Move over to the other side of the bottle. It's just that the bottle is green, and I really want to preserve that rich green of the glass bottle. So we're almost done masking this very quickly. It was a really quick mask. I'm sure if you spend some time on it, you could probably do a better job than I'm doing right now, which is really quick. Yeah. Okay, so now the green's still there, whereas the metals are still bluish, have a bluish vintage look to them. What we're going to do now is add a sort of light leak kind of effect. So what we're going to do is add what we're going to do, oh, sorry, they're not here. It's if you click this little button here and then do a solid color. Let's try this sort of pastel-y green, and then go over here to overlay. Now obviously we don't want our image to look exactly like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the mask, press Command or Control I to make the mask black. Now what we're going to do next is add in bits and pieces of light from where we want it. So we're going to make a nice big brush that's completely soft. Yep, so the hardness is down. And we're going to bring the flow down till about 20%. We're going to slowly, if we switch over the colors to white, slowly paint in some of that green back in. Yeah, as you can see now we've got a little bit of light coming in from the sides. We can change that green up actually. Let's try something else. Let's try a much more richer and warmer yellow orange kind of thing going on. How about that? Yeah. Obviously we can always go back to the mask for that color, switch over the colors and just go over the sections that you don't want any of that stuff leaking in. So on the mice I don't want the colors to come in on the mice riding their champagne bottle. It might help if I add it. There we go. Let's try a little bit thinner, finer. Oops. Again, I'm doing this really quickly, so feel free to take your time to mask these out properly. And there we have it. There's some really basic color correction and adding a little bit of light leaking coming on. With the light leak stuff, there are other ways of doing it, and obviously playing around with what color you're using gives you different effects. So we've seen it with green, with orange, or the darker red. How about that? And you can also try out different blending modes. So instead of overlay, let's try screen. And what we'll do is we'll drop the opacity down a little bit as well to give it that sort of murky bokeh effect. But then you might want to try and paint back in some of that background. Let's try it. And work with it that way. I actually prefer overlay 100%. And I want to try out that green again. I'm going to try and paint in, paint in the green light leak back again. Or paint it out rather. There we go. And that's pretty much this tutorial done. So what we did was we adjusted the colors to make it look a little bit more vintagey. We took out we masked out the bottle really quickly so that the bottle's nice and sharp and really vibrant green, and then we had a little bit of green light leaks coming on from the edges. So from there to this to this. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and remember to visit edustir.com for cool tutorials and quick ones as well on Photoshop and Illustrator. Thanks guys for watching, I hope to see you in the next video.